rise of British political supremacy in India. That lesson we are learning now. How British started growing in India, how they become powerful in India. That one we are learning. Battle of Plassey was the main reason how the British entered the administration. Then Battle of Buxar. Then they fought the three Carnatic wars with the French. After that, only the British were the powerful in India. Up to that one we learned. First area was under their control, children. They entered the administration also. Now they started making the rules and regulations. Laws they started making. So one of the legislation they made, law they made, what is that? That is subsidiary alliance. That is the very important one. The legislation it is, law it is. They made it just to expand their kingdom. It is this subsidiary alliance. It is made in the year 1798. 1798 century they made. Who made this law means that is a British Governor General Lord Wellesley. Lord Wellesley. British Governor General is he made this law. Subsidiary alliance it is. What it is? See who are accepting this policy. Who are signing this subsidiary alliance? They can avail the military aid. They can take the military help of the British. Follow children. How it is? See, according to this subsidiary alliance, if small kingdoms were many were there in India, that is the military children. So what they used to do, and each other kings they used to fight to extend the kingdom. Neighboring king used to attack. That victors they taken the advantage. What they made British, if any neighboring kingdom or king attacked on you means you can take the military help of the British. You can utilize the British soldiers. You can use the British weapons. That is the will of the military aid. Alright children. This is the condition of the subsidiary alliance. So if any Indian king is accepting this subsidiary alliance means many conditions were there. That one here I wrote from here. They made this subsidiary alliance just to extend the kingdom as well as keep the control on the Indian kingdoms also, which are ruled by the Indian kings. For them, on them also they want to keep the control. That was the aim of the General Lord Wellesley. Then these are the conditions children. If any king signed this subsidiary alliance means what conditions he has to follow? First one is he has to maintain the British army in his kingdom. British has very full army. That army the Indian king has to maintain. Whatever expense is there to maintain that army, everything is on that king. Giving salary to the soldiers, maintaining the weapons, training them, all that one he has to do. He has to pay. King has to pay. Then pay war expenses. If British army is in our kingdom and British taking that army, if they were the war, means that war expense has to be borne by the king who signed the treaty, who signed the subsidiary alliance. Following children, maintaining the army, that expense is also on the king. If any war is there, means that war expense is also on the king only. Then British, if the king signed the subsidiary alliance means he has to keep the British resident. Resident means one of the officers they have to keep in the court. That also expense for the kingdom only children, for the king only. Why means he is a British resident means he is representing the British. He is an officer. So special facilities all you have to give them. Quarters and all, servants and all, you have to pay for it. So that is also expense on the king only. These many expenses the king has to go they made? They are afraid of the neighbor kings. Then what they thought, if British armies in our kingdom means others will afraid of. They may not attack us. We will be secure, we will be protected. Like that they thought. Some signed this one. After signing this one, they had to maintain these all these expenses. It is not an easy thing, children, to maintain this much huge amount. So they become weak kingdoms only. But some are forced to sign this subsidiary alliance. British started forcing them. You have to sign the subsidiary alliance and maintain our army. Because for British, maintaining the huge army is also, it is not easy for them. They have to pay them some amount. They have to get. So they made these legislations. By one legislation, they gave me two aims. One is maintaining their army. Second one, control on the Indian kingdoms. Both the aims they fulfilled by the subsidiary alliance. Following my children? Yes, like this way many kingdoms were forced to sign the subsidiary alliance and maintain the British army. What were the results then? Results means, first one is huge military burden. Means maintaining the army. That burden came on the Indian kingdoms, and Indian kingdoms become very weak. Financially they become very weak. Because this many expenses they have to bear. Then British took the control on the vast land. Many kingdoms went under the control of British. So vast in the land of India was under the control of British. Then the states which signed this treaty then lost their sovereignty. Sovereignty means freedom. See children, if you sign the treaty means British army will be in your kingdom. British officer will be in your kingdom. What will you get the freedom? There will be no freedom for you. You have to do what the British are saying. If they say send the army, you have to send it. Train the army, you have to train it. Give the expenses, you have to give the expenses. Like that, whatever British are saying, you have to obey. Like this they made. So the kingdoms lost their sovereignty. Sovereignty means freedom. Followed? These were the results of the subsidiary alliance. Under the subsidiary alliance, many kingdoms went under the control of British. They were Hyderabad, Mysore, Tiruvanmur, Baroda, Jaipur, Jodhpur, Gorakhpur, Nagpur, Gwalior, Audha, Tanjavur, Surat. These many kingdoms went under the control of British because of subsidiary alliance. Followed children? These are the two, another one is the doctrine of lapse. The doctrine of lapse and the subsidiary alliance are the main legislations, main laws by which British taken the vast Indian land under their control. And many kingdoms entered under the control of British. See children, once again main points are repeat of this subsidiary alliance. Subsidiary alliance is introduced by the Governor General Lord Wellesley in the year 1798. What it is means, if any king signed a subsidiary alliance means he can get the military help of the British. Conditions of the subsidiary alliance means maintain the British army, pay the war expenses, and you have to keep the British resident or officer in the kingdom. Results means Indian kingdoms become very weak. Indian kingdoms lost their sovereignty. Then British taken the vast land under their control. Followed children? Yes. Take this point. Doctrine of lapse I will write. Yes. Another important legislation is policy of doctrine of lapse. That was the policy children. It is made by the Governor General Lord Dalhousie. Governor General Dalhousie made in the year 1848. In that century, he made this policy of doctrine of lapse. What does it mean? See, children, if any kingdom is not having the male heir, means male child, successor, male child is not there, means what they used to do, they used to adopt the another child. In their relatives only, they used to adopt the male child. Then they used to make him as a successor of the kingdom. Like that they used to do. It is a old tradition, children, in India. Adoption is still it is there. If any parents they are not having the child, they are not having the male child, they used to adopt any child from their relatives. That tradition is there in India. In olden time, kings used to do the same. If they are not having male child, or king died without the child, means they used to adopt the relative's son. Then they used to make him as a king of that kingdom. This Lord Dalhousie, what he made, doctrine of lapse. That means no adoption. If your kingdom is not having the male child, if the hierarchy is not there in the kingdom, means you cannot take anyone you can't make the adopted son as a king. That one he made. It is against the Indian tradition. No? So like this policy also made to take the kingdoms under the British control. They want to expand their areas. Because of that only they made all these policies. Subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, these policies for that purpose only. They want to capture India. So they made this policy. So whenever there is no child, no male child in the kingdom, means British used to take that kingdom under their control, either forcibly or by attacking. Like this, they used to take the kingdom. This is against the tradition. So many people oppose this one. Jhansi Rani, do you remember, children? Under this policy, only her kingdom went under the control of British. She taken the adopted son. Her son died. That also British only killed. Because when Jhansi Rani's husband died, that time the baby was very small one. That time they killed it. Then she taken the adopted son. They said, it is adopted son, you can't make him as a king. So you have to hand over your kingdom to the British. She was not agree for that. Then she fought war with the British. She is the first queen to fight with the British. So like this way, they started taking the many kingdoms under their control. Which kingdoms are not having the male child, or which kingdom has the adopted son. So many kingdoms means Audha, Satara, Nagpur, Jhansi. All these kingdoms went under the control of British by the doctrine of lapse. Then another result is, see, this Lord Dalhousie again he went back to British. By that time, 2/3 of the land of India was under the control of British. By subsidiary alliance, many kingdoms were under their control. Very small kingdoms, some kingdoms left. That also taken by the Lord Dalhousie by the doctrine of lapse. So totally 2/3 area of the India was under the control of British by the time of this Lord Dalhousie went to England. Followed, children? Yes, these are the two policies by which 2/3 India went under the control of British. I hope you understood the two policies of the British, children. Yes. This lesson over, children, how the British entered the administration, how they started taking the Indian territory under their control. That will be learned in this lesson. Okay, no, children? Yes, for today's class, I will give the homework. Yes, homework for today. Who introduced the subsidiary alliance? What were the conditions of subsidiary alliance? Name the kingdoms which went under the control of British by subsidiary Alliance policy? Who introduced the doctrine of lapse? What were the results of doctrine of lapse? Yes, write this down. In the next class, I will start the new lesson.